Hi guys, Amanda Saladin here from Love Life Yarn, and today we're going to be crocheting the Elegant Ombre Baby Blanket. Okay, have it right here. I love the way this Red Heart Super Saver ombre yarn works up. It makes a really nice color change. Show a bit here. And then we just do a basic bean stitch, a mini bean stitch or a modified bean stitch, and a lacy border. I use the same yarn for my border. I kind of like the way that it had the ombre effect on the border as well, where this is lighter and then this part right here on the end gets dark, whereas we have a rooster, sorry about that. And I like the way that that worked up. So you can also do a solid color border if you like, or of course make this in a solid yarn. So either way, it makes a great gift and it's super simple. I ended up taking mine in the car and because it was a really easy stitch repeat. So once you get foundation row and then you just work one row, repeat the whole way. So it's super simple and I can't wait to show you guys how to make this, and I hope you enjoy it. You can find this blanket pattern for free at love.life.yarn.com, the written pattern, as well as more than 100 other free patterns. So be sure to check them out. Let's get started. Okay, materials needed are 2 skeins of Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. This is the deep teal colorway. And also a size K crochet hook. Turn mine around here, the size K, 10.5, 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, and a yarn needle, and of course, scissors. That's all we need. Alright, let's get started. I've gone ahead and done my starting chain here. You're going to chain 127. Okay, so we're going to be working the first row into the chain, and we're going to work into the third chain from the hook. So I like to work into the back loops. There's 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do a modified bean stitch here, or a mini bean stitch. So insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the same chain, and pull up a loop. And you should have 4 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull through all 4. Chain 1, skip the next chain, work another mini bean stitch. So pull up a loop, yarn over, same chain, pull up a loop, make sure you have 4 loops in your hook, and draw it through. Chain 1, again skip, work a mini bean stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, in the same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4. For some reason on the chain, it seems like I have trouble pulling through all of them at once, but once you start working the body of the blanket, that gets a lot easier. I don't know why the chain seems to have a little bit of trouble. So you're going to keep working all the way down your chain, and you're going to have these little mini bean stitches. Okay, here I am at the end. I've got 2 chains left. So I'm going to work one of my mini bean stitches right here in the last chain. Okay, now we'll turn our work. So turn this long thing here. There's your first row. You can see the mini bean stitches. And this is the row you're going to repeat. Now we're going to chain 2. And you're going to work a mini bean stitch into each mini bean stitch. So we can see here we have a chain space. And this is the hole we want to work into for the mini bean stitch. So you can see this one right here. This is the hole that is the mini bean stitch. So we're going to do the same thing, pull up loop, yarn over, and pull up a loop in the same bean stitch. And then pull through all 4. Chain 1. Now skip that chain space right there. Don't work into this. And right in the next mini bean stitch, work another mini bean stitch. And this is the simple pattern that you're going to repeat. Just chain 1, work into the next mini bean stitch. And all the rows after this will be worked the same way. So a nice, easy to memorize repeat. I found this a great project to take in the car, not when I'm driving, of course. My husband was driving, or just kind of to ball games, stuff like that. It was a great project that just traveled well, and you just work back and forth the same one row. Now I have finished all of my mini bean stitches. You can see here this lovely texture and how the yarn changes. Here I am at the final corner. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work a round of single crochet all the way around. So I'm turned to the side here, working into the side of each row. So you can see there's a nice little hole from each row, and I'm just going to work a single crochet in the side of each one. And you're going to work a single crochet, chain one, single crochet at each corner. So I'm getting down here to this corner so I can show you how to turn it. Okay, here's my corner. You can see right here is my foundation chain. So I'm going to single crochet, chain one, single crochet, all in the same corner, and continue on. Since this is the bottom, I'm going to work into each stitch of the foundation chain and just single crochet and continue all the way around to the beginning. Okay, here I am at the last corner, and to join this I'm going to chain one to turn the corner and slip stitch into the first stitch. If my yarn will cooperate here. There we go. Okay, now for round two we're going to chain three, which counts as a double crochet in the corner here, and now work two double crochets in the same stitch. Now skip the next two stitches and work a single crochet into the next two. Okay, so we've got these two. Now skip two again. We're going to work 7 double crochet into this next stitch. It's going to count, it makes a shell. So we're doing a double crochet shell. So make sure you're working 7 double crochet in the exact same stitch. Okay, now skip the next two and then single crochet in the next two. Skip two, 7 double crochet, and you're just going to repeat that till you get to the corner. So you'll work your 7 double crochets, skip 2 stitches, and single crochet 2, and just keep working till you get to the corner, and I will show you how to turn a corner with this stitch. Okay, we're getting close to a corner here. I'm going to work 2 single crochets. Now this time you may not have 2 stitches to skip. Just as best you can work into the corner space. It won't be the end of the world if you don't have 2 stitches. Right here it does, but sometimes I've gotten to the end and have not. As long as the shell of 7 double crochet is on the corner, it will be fine. Sometimes the blankets you have to maybe have a fewer or more stitches in the corner area as far as like skipping over. I know one time in one blanket I only got one that I was able to miss. So just work 7 double crochets in the corner and that shell will turn the corner for you, and then you just continue working the same pattern. So skip the next 2, work 2 single crochets, and you can see how now this shell is the very corner stitch, and it's turned the corner nicely with all those double crochets. So now I'm back to where I began. This is my first chain 3 and 2 double crochet. We want to finish out that shell. So I've done my 2 single crochets. Now I'm going to work in the same space 4 double crochet to even out and make it 7. Okay, and this will give us 7 double crochet. So now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of our turning chain. Okay, and now you have 7 double crochet for your shell. Now chain 1 and single crochet in the next double crochet, chain 3, skip this next double crochet, and we're going to single crochet in the next double crochet, chain 3, skip the next stitch. We're not going to work into those 2 single crochets, so work into a double, chain 3, work in our first shell, skip 1 double crochet, work into the third, so you've worked into the first and now the third, chain 3 again, skip the fourth, single crochet into the fifth, chain 3, skip the sixth double crochet, and single into the 7th, chain 3, skip the single crochets, and we're going to work into the first. Just repeat this way. You'll makes a nice little edge here where you always chain 3 in between and then work the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Skip those single crochets, 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Just remember to chain 3 in between each and work all the way around. Corners are worked the same way, and you just work around that way, and it makes a very nice edging for this blanket. And I like the way the ombre kind of changes color as you go around the border as well, but you could also do a solid color border in one of these colors and it would look awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe.